Hey folks, welcome. My name is Zach Newby. I'm a health educator. I use they, them pronouns, and I work for what was once known as the Health Education Resource Office, but now kind of going as the Wellness Center. And Emily Taylor Center invited me out to do a skill share. And what I'm going to do today is make a mocktail. So, as a health educator, my responsibilities and kind of what I do is I talk to students about alcohol or cannabis or drugs or self-care. And one of my biggest passion areas in my life in general and in this job is talking to students about alcohol. And I think that one of the healthiest alternatives to alcohol, especially if we're making mixed drinks or cocktails or going to parties or having parties, is making mocktails, right? So mocktails serve a number of purposes. Not only are they cool and they can be really badass and they can be special and magic and sparkly and taste a lot of cool things, they also just offer a healthy alternative, right, to not drinking alcohol. And that can be for any reason, really, right? It can be because you are choosing to abstain from alcohol. It could be because you have a big test in the morning. It could be because you want to drive, or you're the DD, or you're just choosing to not drink alcohol for this month. Whatever it is, right? Making a mocktail and having the skills to make something that's like a fancy cocktail or something like that can be really useful, right? So that's why I want to do that today. So I chose ingredients that are $5 total and under. You can make like, let's see how many ounces. You can make like 5 or 6 cocktails out of this, or mocktails out of this, for about $5. And then also, while I have a specific type of juice and I have a lemon lime and then a specific sparkling water, really you can get any sparkling water and you can get any juice and you can make some sort of mocktail with it. So that's why I chose this stuff. So today what I have is a cranberry and pomegranate juice. Pomegranate and cranberry go great in mocktails because they not only mimic so many of the cocktails that are out there, but they are sweet and acidic, so they mix really well with a lot of stuff. And then I chose my favorite sparkling water to make mocktails and cocktails with, which is the blood orange sparkling water. I think that the citrus comes through a lot for whatever reason to me on this particular type of sparkling water, so I chose that. So cost for these, a lemon and a lime, either one or both, most of the time are about 50 cents or 2 for $1. You can get these at Dillon's right now for 2 for $1. This is Kroger brand, so Dillon brand sparkling water. It was 79 cents. And then I chose this juice because I like this juice, but juice really ranges anywhere from like $1.50 to like all the way up to $5 really. So I think anything, I like to do mocktails with stuff that you can drink outside of it, right? We want to have purpose for everything that we're going to use so it doesn't go to waste. And juice, to me, is really awesome for a number of reasons. So not only can you make these mocktails out of it, if other people in the house are choosing to drink, they can use it. Also, most of the time that the juices that are made in mocktails and cocktails are really high in a lot of cool stuff. Like vitamins and minerals and stuff that your body a lot of times needs. So buying fruits and vegetables are great. Buying fruits and vegetables are also super expensive. And drinking juice is a really cool way to get like a lot of potassium or a lot of magnesium, a lot of stuff in your body that it needs. It's like a cheaper alternative to it. So that's why I like to use juice. Okay, so what you're all gonna need: juice, sparkling water, some sort of lime or lemon, something to cut the lemon and lime, and then a spoon to stir it, right? You can choose to add ice if you want. If you have a cocktail shaker or something like that, or one of those cocktail spoons to stir it around, that's great too, but you don't need any of it. We're going simple as possible today. So, also need something to measure it with. Honestly, what's really easy to do for this is if you have a shot glass laying around, right? If you're at a party, you're throwing a party, or you already make mocktails or cocktails, chances are you have one of those around, and they're pretty easy to find, right? And every shot, right? So here's some drinking knowledge for you. Every shot, an actual shot, is going to be 1.5 ounces, right? So if you don't have any way to measure what you want to put in, you can just grab a shot glass, and then you know you have 1.5 ounces. And then if you are choosing to use alcohol at the same time, you then know that your one standard drink is going to be 1.5 ounces as well if you're drinking liquor. So the first thing we're going to do is add ice cubes if you want ice. So I'm going to add 4 cubes because we want everything to be cold and we want it to be filled to the brim if possible. So fill it up with ice. And then the next thing we're gonna do is add in, we're gonna do, let's say 3 ounces. That's really easy because then it's 2 shots, right? So 3 ounces, ounce and a half equals 3. So do 2 shots of the juice of your choice. This is like an extra big shot glass for making cocktails. So we're gonna do 3 ounces of juice. Literally just pour that over the ice, easy as can be. And then we're gonna do 1.5 ounces or a shot of sparkling water. Okay, so we got about, let's see, we're gonna pour a little bit more and try to make it 2 ounces because then we can have 5 ounces of drink. All right, so once all that's mixed in together, cut in your lime or your lemon. So the way I like to choose, rather I'm gonna use a lime or a lemon, is basically just based upon how sweet the drink already is. So like I said, you can really use any juice or any sparkling water. And since we have a juice that's gonna be pretty sweet, a lot of times when it's like pomegranate or cherry or cranberry, it's very like concentrated, so it has a really sweet or bitter flavor. So we're gonna use the lemon because it's gonna contrast it better. I personally find that lime goes better with things that are already acidic. So we are gonna use a lemon. So if you have a way to measure it, you can pour it into this. A lot of people have like a little, I don't even know what you call it, but you can like put the lime or lemon on it and you can like basically rub it on this thing and it releases the juice for you. But like I said, we're gonna keep this as simple as possible. So we're just gonna squeeze it directly in to the shot glass, right? So just cut a little piece of your lemon. You can cut it in half and then cut it again. That's how I'm gonna do it because those are the easiest ways to kind of squeeze this, right? And then we're gonna squeeze again until we got about, we're gonna go for 1/2 ounce, right? Because this stuff goes pretty far. So that was just half a lemon already, and we already got 1/2 ounce. Like I said, this goes pretty far, so it can be a pretty big taste. So we're gonna pour that in over, make sure you don't get any seeds in there. And then take your spoon and literally stir it. So like I said, we're gonna make it as easy as possible today. If you do have a cocktail shaker, you still are not gonna wanna shake this because we put fizzy water in it, we put carbonated water in it, so don't wanna do that. Just take your long spoon and pull it around, or you can just go back and forth pretty easily. And then cut one more sliver of, one more circle of your lime or lemon, and just cut it a little bit, and then you can stick it on the side of your glass. And then you have a cocktail. So right now this is or a mocktail, sorry. Right now this is kind of like a summery drink, and I recognize that right now. It's literally snowing outside. But these things to me mimic like a real cocktail the best, right? So if you really want that feel of having a drink in your hand, or you don't want to like the peer pressure of people bothering you, if you like don't have a drink in your hand, you don't want to deal with that conversation, these are an awesome opportunity or alternative. So yeah, cheers you all, thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a great rest of your semester.